And we are live. Welcome to the Red Blue Pod number 101. And it's three digit. I just realized it. How are you today, DC?
I'm doing good.
This is amazing. This is a great start for a great show. So, today is the start of our new format for the rest of the season. I don't know about future season, how it will go. I will ask DC and I will ask others if others are joining again. But as of this season, we will be splitting the topics into halves. Uh, one day will be two topics, the other day will be three topics to make it fit the title. And yeah, today we talk about one of my favorite, well, actually, as of right now, this is actually my favorite movie I've seen in the last 2 years. And we will talk about wasted potential. Now, you already know what I refer to with wasted potential. You know how I feel about um The Walking Dead, DC. So you
Yeah.
have an idea now. Um, why didn't they just finish the show there? Like, yeah, that's a perfect ending. Anyway, um, yeah, I guess we will start to talk about Monkey Man, and I will let you read out some of the Wikipedia stuff I found about it. DC.
Yeah, all right. So basically it said here, on October 29, 2018, it was reported that Dev Patel,
Yeah, Dave
um,
Patel.
Dave
Yeah.
Patel, would make his directorial debut with an action thriller film called Monkey Man, which he co-wrote with Paul Anguawela
Angunu Awilla.
and
Damn.
Gunawela.
Yeah, oh, you got it right, bro. You got
Oh,
it
and
right.
Gunawela, okay. And John Colley, and was set to star in End sentence. Initially, Patel tried to recruit previous collaborator Neil Blomkamp to direct, but Blomkamp declined and suggested he directed himself. Speaking of his work on the film, Patel stated that I think the action genre has sometimes been abused by the system. I wanted it to give it a real soul, real trauma, real pain, and I wanted to infuse with a little bit of culture.
And to add more to this, I've read on the same page that it was like it's John Wick, but about trauma instead of grief. And it's accurate. So, Monkey Man is the most violent movie I've seen in a while, I must say. So maybe that would be your cup of tea, DC. It's godly violent. Like, the action pieces, I won't spoil anything as of right now because we are technically speaking still in the non-spoilery part. But yeah, there are very gory, very violent scenes. The action feel real. And to give you an idea, like, usually guys have a lot of rated R movies and such, like that are considered too violent and such. And sometimes you guys have rated R movies. When they come where I live, it's PG-13. Like, we have like a lot of rated R stuff that are PG-13, but Monkey Man is PG-16 instead of PG-13. And it's rare we have movies like that. The last time I remember seeing a PG-16 movie, I didn't see it in the theater, but I did see it on the internet. That was X. That was like a horror movie about bedroom fun, and that's why it was PG-16. But outside of that, the old Saw movies, like the first three, I believe, were PG-16 as well. But I know the most recent one wasn't. So yeah, it's rare that we have PG-16 stuff. Do you remember the Blade movies in the early 2000s? DC?
I have not seen them. The Blade movies, I haven't seen them, but I do get what you're talking about, though.
These were others PG-16 back then, but like I can count on the fingers of two ends how many movies I know of that are PG-16. And the only thing higher than this here where I live is PG-18, but this is like the top, like for adult, and usually it's even more rare to have these. It's really if there's like graphic bedroom fun. I don't know if you have seen the Antichrist movie.
Antichrist movie? No, I've not. I've not even heard of it. Heard about it.
That's reassuring because this is a movie with a lot of bedroom fun and horror, and that's a movie for adult. But maybe you have heard of it or seen it. But that would
I
be one of the few example that is PG-18.
hmm.
What did you wanted to say?
I would say I've not even heard about it, so yeah, I don't even. Yeah, I really wouldn't even have a good idea what you're talking. But I do get the sense of what you're talking about. But yeah,
So Monkey Man was PG-16. So it was very, very graphic how violent that was. And I like this movie not necessarily just because of the violence and such, it's because the fight choreography was well made and the character are very well written, and a lot of people complain about politics and such in movies and other media, and here they use politics as the source of conflict. So it's actually well made and well handled. If the politics in that movie universe were not shit, there would be no movie whatsoever. So that's why I do think it's well handled with this movie. And they don't smash it down your throat, they just place seeds of it throughout the movie. And it's crazy how this movie flew under the radar, especially with the anti-woke crowd. It's hilarious because they ate everything woke, and this movie could fit the bill of woke for them. And here's the why. It's in India, the movie. So I will let you guess something. The cast, do you think it's a white cast or something like that? Or do you think it's a more Indian cast? What do you think the cast might be with this movie, DC?
I'd say Indian.
Yeah, you got it right. And for them, if it's not white, it's woke. So yeah, again, there's a lot of really good things about this movie, and the soundtrack and the music are just top tier. Um, so now this is a more scripted down review for it. I'm not yet in the spoiler section; it's right after, but the main character is called Bobby, and he's basically an Indian guy. He doesn't have money, so like he struggles a lot. He lives with a bunch of other people in like community houses or something like that, and like he works his butt off. So basically, he has a main job, which is like some kind of wrestler thing, and he like a ring. I know it sounds weird, but it's hard for me to explain. But it's basically street fight, not street fight, but it's like he's a wrestler in a league that's like dark market or like in a lesser known place. It's really hard for me to explain. So it's basically a place that's illegal, and they do illegal fight, but it's in a ring, and there's a lot of money flowing there, and yeah, that's his main source of income. And throughout the movie, he's like, you know what, I want to make more money, and he starts to work in a kind of bar, and he rises up to the rank inside that bar to make more money. And his overall idea is I use that bar to make money and to exert my revenge because someone in that bar did something to one of his close one without going too deep into spoiler yet because it's not spoiler yet. So far, um do you like feel like you'd be interested to see that kind of stuff,
Yes and
DC?
no. I'd say both yes and no. I'll be honest. The only thing I say I'd be even interested in is just the violence. I wouldn't even. It's not even like for the story, but yeah.
Okay, well, since I sold that part well, um and this movie is about trauma because there's a lot of flashbacks uh about the past of the main character, and this is how you discover Dame. The person he lost is someone that really loved him. The only thing he had, the only person he had, he lost that person to a corrupt system that goes to the politic aspect. And because of that, he wants revenge. He wants to like exert his or like to unleash his wrath, and that's really a good setup for the movie. Um, and yeah, there's also a lot of hint at a really religious environment, especially with the rain, because we have the kind of guy that present the fighters. He's like, oh, we got like Christian, we got like Muslim, we got like a third a third party. I can't remember the third one, but he's like, this room should be filled of people that fight each other because they all have different religion. And that's hilarious because that's kind of accurate. Like religion created so many conflicts. Um and yeah, like this movie I've seen it 3 times in theater in the last 10 days ish. It's worth the watch. I just adore it so much. So yeah, to go back on my more scripted review once my computer wants me to access my notes.
Mo- one of multi
Wait,
one of Multi's arch enemies, other than Walking Dead and coffee, is his computer.
I froze? Are you kidding me? Hell yeah. Stupid computer. Why did you froze?
Computer does not want you to do this live stream anymore, Multi. Well, uh, well, I'm gonna keep all you people entertained for now. Yeah. So let's see if Multi. I think Multi's gonna restart his computer. So for those that watch my channel, yeah, um, I like I said in my community post today. For the most part, I is it Multi?
So this is really annoying. I don't know what's going on with my computer. Um, this is so terrible. Like, so basically, what's going on my computer? It still says I'm at 12 minute 36. Am I still clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so Potato Computer is really shitty, and it's frustrating because it's kind of new in a sense. Damn. I think I will just restart that shit. So Yeah, I've seen the movie 3 times. So where did I cut? Oh, I think I'm back. Think I'm back. Am I back? Yeah, I'm back. Perfect. Well, that was a really weird 3 minute ish.
All right. All right. There we go.
Okay. There's goddamn echo. So here I will get the fuck out of that one. Okay, we are back with my weird moment. So where did I cut off?
You kind of like your scripted review.
Oh yeah. Um so a lot of the things that happens in the movie are up to interpretation. A lot of it is like in the more spoilery part of the more scripted review. So there's one very interesting thing about the main character. He is someone that has a lot of inner conflict. He like he will cheat to achieve his goal, but in other moments in the movie, he will be willing to be fair. So that's that's like the weird part about it. So there's a moment in the movie he could have gotten like easy money just like that, but he declines that easy money because he's playing the long game and because he wants it fair. He wants to make the money he makes fair shot. But yet at other points in the movie you get to see him like being willing to cheat in his fight. So like the boss is telling him, "Oh yeah, if you lose this fight by round 2 or by round 3, you will get more money." So he does it and he makes more money. So that's the really interesting part where there are moments you will be willing to cheat and others that are like, nah, not for me, I'm not cheating there. I want a true job. So yeah, I've tried as much to review this movie without spoiler because I'm not there yet in that spoiler part. But yeah, um it's just a solid movie. It's a solid movie. And now I'm about to start the more spoilery part. The action and fight choreography were just amazing. The choice of music, they were really able to make each scene with music feel different. And I I don't remember hearing twice the same score or the same music. It's always like something different, a different spin, and depending on the scene and the action or what's going on screen, they will wisely choose the music. So again, the soundtrack is just rock solid. And it's not music nonstop like a James Gunn movie. It's like there's music there and music there, but that's it. Uh, and the violence and brutality were great. Now, it's more the spoiler section that starts now. Some of the highlights of the movie would be the first attempt on the chief. So basically, the chief is the guy that deleted the main character mother, because that's basically the main character mother that died. And the flashback showed her to be like a loving mother and the only thing the main character had. So throughout the movie you learn that, oh, that chief of police is corrupt. He is assaulting girls, and he assaulted, or he tried to assault, the mother of the main character, and she didn't defend herself. But then the chief is like, "Oh, you know what? You want to play rough? I will just delete you." And he just erased the mother of the kid, and the kid was a witness to all of that atrocity, and it was hidden somewhere. So, like, the chief of police doesn't know there was a witness, but that's the trauma the kid has with him. Like, a lot of the flashbacks is like in some key moment of the movie where you get to see how it all happened with the mother and the chief of police, and you get to see all of these moments between the son and the mother, and you can see the bond, and it's so sad and it's really hard to watch. So yeah, now that we kind of dove deep into the more spoilery aspect, what do you think of the movie so far as someone that hasn't seen it? Oh, maybe. Oh, BRB. Okay. I guess I will keep going and wait until he comes back. Um, okay. Um, so there was a big fight scene.
I'm back. Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, all good. Well, you're back. Now that you're back, based on the more spoilery aspect and everything I said so far, do you have a bit more interest or not really?
Still no, but it is a little bit more interesting.
Okay, man, you are hard to convince. But that's
Yeah,
interesting. That's my challenge of the day. If I fail, I fail. If I succeed, I succeed. The
I
price is
mean,
big.
I mean, like, I will agree, admit that that is kind of interesting, like the whole like mother subplot. But I don't know. I mean, for like a film called like The Monkey Man, I would expect it to be more like over the top, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, it's a very grounded movie in the storytelling and such. Like there are mystical aspect, there are religious aspect a bit later on in what I wrote, but so basically, The Monkey Man is a story the mother was telling the main character when he was a kid, and it's also an idea of the people trying to beat corruption and the political uh machine, or the political like corporation, or the political like infrastructure, something like that. Like the idea of Monkey Man is, let's beat the corruption, let's beat what's rigged and broken. And it's also funny because like one of the first few scenes in the movie, right at it's like the second scene, you get introduced to Bobby, and he's wearing a monkey mask, but you don't know it. So when you really start to see the movie, you're like, oh, is it like sci-fi? Is it really a man monkey? Because you don't know there's a human underneath the mask. Now you get to see like a monkey fighting like someone else, and then after the fight, you get to see Bobby taking off the mask, and you're like, oh, okay, that was a man wearing a mask. But that's why it's called Monkey Man, because there's many aspects of the story to it, and like the Monkey Man and the legends of that story and that lore, it's like the 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 man that was able to liberate the poor people, liberate uh, the citizen from the grasp of like the big evil society. So am I clear on that, or I'm too messy or not clear enough?
Yeah, it's understandable.
Okay, well that's the idea of the Monkey Man, with a lot of spoiler there, but yeah, that's the spoilery section. So the fight. Okay, so I gotta speak about it. So the first attempt at the chief of police, Bobby brings a gun after practicing his shots on targets. He goes into the bathroom with the chief of police. He has a gun, and it's really early in the movie. It's like in the first half an hour. He's like, you can see he's moving like that. He doesn't want to do it. Like he wants revenge, but he doesn't know he wants. Well, he knows he wants revenge, but he doesn't know if he can do it. And the chief is like, "Are you kidding me? You point that gun at me? You don't even shoot me?" And then the chief of police start attacking the guy, and then the gun start firing like anywhere, and then the big fight happens. So they have a really big fight in the bathroom, and there's another person in that bathroom, and the fight was about disarming Bobby from the gun, and then it was about who's going to get the gun, and then they fight for the gun, and then other shots are fired. And on the other side, that's a bar. So people were dancing and singing, but now they hear like gunshots, so everyone start running everywhere. but like the bathroom door is like locked and closed, and everyone leave the bar, and it's hilarious because there is a very small elevator that links like the bottom floor and the top floor, and you see it's overcrowded. The people are like all like that in the elevator, and they panic, they're sweating, they're like scared. There's not even room in the elevator for everyone, and the doors are closing and others are banging on it. It's like it's crazy. And while they have that fight in the bathroom, they destroy the entire bathroom set. The cabinet, the sink, everything get destroyed. There's water flowing everyone, and then you have like the security of the bar that they are banging on the door, and the fight is just bloody, man. There's so much going on. It's just well made. They destroyed the entire bathroom, and then um the main character tried to escape because he realized he's outmatched. Like it's almost a 2v1 in that bathroom place, and it's all bloody and messy. So he tried to run away because he realized he's not ready to take on the chief of police. And as he's leaving, the guards of the bar, like the doorman of the bar, they basically break into the bathroom, and they realize, oh, it's a mess, it's all destroyed. And we get one of the best moments in terms of humor. There's a trope in action flicks where people can just jump through windows and glass and break it, and here they break that trope. So the main character sees a window, he's like, that's my only way out, I need to break through that window. Now at that point he no longer has a gun because he left the gun inside the bathroom because he didn't have time to retrieve it. But there's that last, and he's like, I will try to jump through it. He runs, he jump on the glass, and he smashed himself on the glasses. And he's like, fuck, it's not like a movie. So now he's even more crippled because he tried to break through glass. Each time I laughed. The first time I was surprised, but each other time it worked so well with me. Like he bang on the window, he's even more messed up, and then he realizes by seeing the shadows of the guards that the guards are catching up to him. It's not, he takes one of the fire extinguisher and he's beating the crap out of them, and then he runs in the stairs, and it's all the camera work in that sequence is just well made. It's chaos, it's wonderful. And then it leads to the guy beating up a bunch of people in the staircase with like um with the fire extinguisher and other stuff he finds on his way. So he's using his surrounding to beat the crap out of people. It's just genius. Like it's John Wick but better. Um so yeah, he escapes. Um and during that escape, he goes on the car. Um and he's chased by the police. And now I gotta say, in a lot of movies, I'm like, aiming, guys, aiming. But here it actually made sense because of the poor lighting of the places where the action took place. And there were several targets most of the time, and a lot of shots did hit their targets. So it never felt like plot armor when a cop would miss the main character. Um, so um, later on in the movie, he also gets shot. Bobby gets shot. So this reinforced the idea of they don't push too far the suspension of disbelief when it comes to like guns play and such. Now, um, we are to another part where usually car crashes bother me when characters survive, but this movie could have backup explanation in three different ways. Number one, the main character is truly lucky and it's possible to survive. Number two, the main character died and the rest of the movie is a fever dream. Now, this alternative could work. It sucks, but it could work, you know? He dies and the rest of the movie is like in his mind or something. Number three, the religion saved him. The mystical element could have saved his life. Maybe God exists in that universe. Maybe God has bigger meaning for him. And that goes back to the lore and the legend of the Monkey Man that the mother was talking about early in the movie. So yeah, um now another highlight. By the end of the movie there was a big action piece in a kitchen. It was some of the most brutal and amazing action sequence I've ever seen. The music was on point, and you will never see in a movie someone fighting a bunch of thugs with knives, but the guy has a freaking frying pan. He's burning people alive. He is using microwaves to beat the crap out of people. Now, if you haven't seen the movie, you may thought, oh, it's a parody, it's hilarious, but no, in this movie, the violence feel real, and it's raw violence. The brutality is just wow. No wonder why this movie is PG 16 here. Uh, that was like full chaos, and he makes a homemade bomb, and you can see the music changing and people panicking. It's just wow. Um, the movie being about trauma made by political figure was well made and depicted. The unfairness of the world was also well shown. How people are poor and rich at the same time in that world. It's very realistic and grounded. Bobby erasing everyone in the end felt earned, and the tribe being involved in the action was well made. The setup was wonderful. Um, so yeah, Monkey Man, highly recommend. Um, now, um, after everything I said, I will say this: this movie is a masterpiece. I wished I wasn't the only one that had seen it right now, but looks like I am, and that's fine. More reason for all of you to go watch it. Um, now, Monkey Man 2024 for me is a solid 10 out of 10. The acting, the action, the music, the lighting, the story, everything is just wow. It's flawless. The humor, when there was humor, was on point. And throughout the movie, the main character goes through a lot of training. And when he truly like end the life of the chief of police at the end of the movie, it's after the main character arc where now he has the resolve, now he has the desire, now he has the tool, now he is ready to take on that threat. Now he is ready to avenge his mother. And there's another thing that's very important I almost forgot to mention. If he does that, it's because he doesn't want others to suffer what he suffered through. This really feels like Batman, but with guns and more violent. So yeah, that's the best way to word this movie. There are many instances in the movie where kids are witness of that violence, and the main character really wants to shelter all of the kids from that violence. He really wants to like protect them the best he can. Therefore, he wants to end the threat, the chief of police, and the disgusting guru. Oh yeah, I can't believe
Yeah.
it. I forgot to mention the most graphic scene in that movie. So at some point there's a bit of a girl that is a true cow, if we can call it that way. She's basically a people trafficker, and and the main character cut off that person's fingers with a plate, like a metallic plate, and that was so graphic that in my third showing there was a girlfriend and her boyfriend right behind me in the theater. They actually left. It's like, okay, they got the figures now. Okay, they left.
Well, good to know they're probably just gonna quit after my Marvel vs. DC show. That's very nice.
But every violent moment in Monkey Man feel earned and justified. This is a masterpiece. And this movie deserves a 10 out of 10. This is so far my favorite movie this year, and my favorite movie I've seen since we started the podcast. It will be very hard for a movie to come close to this, for real.
So not even Wakanda Forever can top this, right?
You know how I felt about the Wakanda Forever. That movie was horrendous. Like, I want to
Yeah,
forget I've seen it. So, Monkey
yeah,
Man.
and you have me and Cole to constantly remind you of that nightmare. So yeah.
Yeah, a true nightmare. So, this shall mark the end of Monkey Man. And now we shall start The Walking Dead, Season 8. I will let you start on that one, DC.
All right. So season 8 of The Walking Dead. I'll be honest, it's not as bad as everybody makes it out to be, but it's not a good season, and I'd say it's probably the worst of the Negan seasons. Um, I mean, I wouldn't even say it's the worst season of the show, like some people say, but it is a very poor season. I think the season at best is just average. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna start with my flaws.
Yep.
All right. So for starters, this season was known as All Out War, meaning there were going to be more action, more fights, and all that stuff, and we did got them. However, with this season, I kind of expected that they do like the whole group kind of thing, kind of like what they did in season 1 and season 2. You know, I expect, oh, we're gonna see Rick and his friends go up against Negan in different areas, that in like many episodes, with obviously some development here and there. But what we got was one episode we have that, then we have another episode where it cuts to another character and where they were during the battle. This didn't work for me in this season.
Do
Okay,
you remember the early stage? Sorry to cut you off there, but do you remember the first 4 episodes?
yeah, I do.
That was almost non-stop action. Like,
Yeah,
that's
but
what shocked me and surprised me the most. If
yeah,
the entire
that
season was like that, that season would have been great, but it wasn't. But keep going.
Yeah. The reason why I say that is because for me, I feel like the action, I personally didn't even feel like it had action, which is crazy to think about because the season was one of the things that was criticized more was for its horrendous action sequences. But I'd say there was actually more of a lack of action or a lack of things happening.
I
Uh,
don't think we have seen the same show, bro. That season, I will admit, is the season with the most action.
I mean, yeah, but for me, when I watched it, yeah. And yes, Multi, we probably are not watching the same show. Yeah.
Look, from season 2 to season 7, most of the time I was fucking bored. I said it. This show broke me. Season 8, I wasn't bored. There are moments I truly hated, but
Yeah.
keep going, bro.
Okay. All right. Other things I hated. I really hate how they just have how Rick just saved Negan at the end of the season with where it literally came out of nowhere as like, oh, so Rick's not.
No, no. Either you
Look,
haven't understood the show. Sorry to cut you off, DC. You didn't understand the show, or you didn't watch the show, or both. You didn't watch the show and you forgot the show
no, what I was.
because Carl wrote letter to both Negan and Rick.
Yeah. That's
For
what
the entire season, it
that
was writing them. For the
that was
entire season, that was a struggle with Rick. And for the entire season, Rick journey as a character, his character arc was to realize forgiveness should be a thing if we want to be civilized again. So
that
because of that,
I was
it
gonna point that out, Monty. So
okay, go
yeah.
go on then.
So what I was gonna say was for yeah, is that yes, I get it's for Carl, but there's not enough build up, and to be honest, it's not well executed. So Rick just saving Negan at the end of the season is just kind of bad writing. Plus, I'm not sure if even then. I mean, look, I get that after the season, Negan becomes like the best character, and I actually will agree. He is like by far the best character. But it's like, I feel like I would have been better if they just had him like had this been Negan's final season. Plus, how did he survive a throat like slit?
Well, this I agree, but I can't believe this, but I will defend the show. There was a doctor around, so maybe he had more chance. I don't know.
Still though, I still thought like Negan with an injury like that for that long, which by the way, in the comics, it's almost like almost immediately a doctor comes in and rushes in. Here,
Yeah, it's the
I
same
just
thing. The doctor also rushed there. He was nearby.
yeah, but we still have like a few minutes where Rick's just like thinking all that. I don't know. I just didn't understand because like it's just poor writing, in my opinion. Yeah. Um, Sadiq, the new character, don't know why he literally didn't even brought anything to the show. If I'm being honest.
He is the doctor. We need the doctor, and we need diversity.
Okay, doctors make sense, but can you just make a background character like that? Yeah. Um. Um. All right. Carl's death. I'll be honest. I didn't care for his character, and I think I think the show got better without him.
On
Um.
that, I agree. He died. I felt nothing. I was like, "Oh, he died. Cool.
Yeah, and
Keep
even
going."
the way he died was so what? Yeah.
He was bitten. What?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Bad writing, but oh man, I reason why I didn't care is because by that point, I just hated his character. He was not interesting at all. He didn't he didn't make anything unique. He didn't brought anything to the show. Like with each other character that brought something. Shane brought up some like brought up a diversity into like more morality. Pete
Well,
brought on some realism to the show.
Carl brought like the loss of innocence aspect, and the other aspect is growing up and becoming an adult and a man. So this is what Carl brought up, but that's really in the background. That's like considering it was there for like 8 season, and he did like character growth because they didn't know what to do with him. Yeah, not the best character. Keep going.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna go into my positives. I will admit I do have some positives. Anytime there's action, it was entertaining and I was thrilled. Um,
Even
fortunately,
when you could not see shit, like in the burning house or nighttime with Rick and and Negan and Alexandria. Even these moments where you could not see shit and they were fighting.
I mean to be fair, for the first one, I couldn't see stuff, but
Thank you, thank you.
um, but I mean I'm not gonna hold it as a problem in my
It
book.
is, bro. Color grading, lighting suck. You have a full fight. You just hear sound. Puh, puh, puh. Oh, okay. They each other, I guess.
Um, yeah, the in episode 12 when they had that fight and they set Lucille and the baseball bat on fire, I thought it was a great fight scene. Yeah.
That was a great moment to have Lucille on fire because we could actually see something. After missing half of the fight, we finally see something.
To be honest, I'm kind of shocked that you even remembered that the baseball bat's name is Lucille. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going. Yeah. I like Shiva, the tiger, who unfortunately had to die this season, but it's kind of understandable. Yeah. Things I liked about other things I enjoyed about this season, like I said, Carl's death. I thought it brought away less annoying characters. Only problem is it brought some characters I don't care about later on. So yeah. Yeah. Um, Ezekiel, he was a good character in this season. Um, Morgan's character arc, I feel like that character arc was horrible. Uh, yeah. um,
Why was that horrible for
I
you?
just felt like out of all the characters to start going crazy, he should have been at least the one. And I felt like it was just there to force. So we need, like, I feel like it was just there because they needed Rick's group to have a serial killer to help them win, even though yeah, that's never going to work. Yeah. Um
Actually, that was like part of his character arc because the idea of this character in season 6 and 7 was, oh, you know what? You used to be a monster. Now, because of the psychologist, or I don't know, you change into someone that could actually be with others without the desire to delete others. And your entire struggle with season 7 was to not go too far, to not turn back to the monster you were once. And the idea of season 8 is now you are back at being a monster, and are you able to regain your humanity you were able to recover? So I
so
disagree with you, but you can keep going.
yeah, I just felt like this season was like why couldn't it just been like last season or season 7? I just thought this season it wasn't the best way. Yeah. Um yeah,
Since you're thinking about what to say, like what I will admit and say is because of that show horrendous pacing, I feel like they should have smashed together season 7 and 8. That would have been far, far better. Like there's parts of season 7 I really loved, but that was the horrendous season overall. And season 8, there's part I really like. Again, I feel like they work together so well, but they split it because they wanted to have an excuse to have a longer show. It's just brain dead. But keep going if you
yeah.
have ideas now.
Yeah, I still have some more negatives. I thought Eugene's character arc was horrible. Like I swear, he's like this is like the season and I was like, really?
To
He
defend Eugene, because I don't think you understood Eugene, it was always no DC. Sorry, it was always useless. That was the point of his character. Now he's actually useful because he created bullets and he created techs and was able to help out in pushing away the walkers, and he traded like his warm bed. Well, he traded his cold bed good family for a warm bed bad family. That was Eugene in a nutshell, and that was actually decent. But keep going.
yeah, I get like he was meant to be like the undercover agent, but I still thought that it was still poorly done. I still felt like they could have done other ways that they could have handled it. Um, else. Um, Gabriel, Father Gabriel, the priest, he's cool this season. So is Jesus, not the actual God. Um,
Yeah, it's God, bro. What are you talking about? He has the haircut, the attitude. He's like, have faith in people.
yeah. Um, Ezekiel the king, he's cool. He's cool. He's still cool this season. Um,
True, I agree. For once, we agree.
uh, yeah. Overall, I really can't say I enjoyed the season that much. I really won't even say it's even a great season. Um, it's just because I feel like the biggest problem for me is the fact that this season, I feel like this season, like what you just said, like season 7 and 8, and put in like one together, like one half is season 7, the other half is season 8, All Out War, is actually a common complaint most people had with this era. I feel like most people think that it should have just been season 7. First half we go to season 6, we build up Negan. Season 7 we learn about Negan and all these guys, and then the second half would be All Out War, and then we move on.
Season 7, look, season 7, I will repeat what I said last week. Season 7 felt like it needed 8 episodes and not 16. They tried so hard to stretch it so far and so long. Like 16 episode wasn't justified by any means. 8 episodes could have told the exact same story with a much better pacing and smarter writing. And this season, it's nowhere near as bad, but I'd say like 10 to 12 episode would have worked much better than 16. So it's not as bad as 7 on that aspect, but you see now you got like 10 or 12 in 8. So either you could have a season of 18 episode or a season of 20 episode and make it make sense. Now we just got a slub of 32 episode. But keep going, bro.
All right, all right. Yeah, I think I'm done. I'm just about to get my grade. Yeah, I feel like,
Uh,
but I feel like the season works better. It was just with the entire group, like everybody, and you see all the violent battles and all that. I feel like that would have just made this season a lot better, because it actually would give you the sense of all out war. Like here this season, I didn't even get the sense it was an all out war. I just got a sense it was just a battle. Like with
well, the garbage people all died. The kingdom all died. A bunch of people died on the savior side. Like that was a war, bro. Maybe the pacing didn't help you feeling it, but I felt like it was a war. People died on both sides.
I mean, I'd say like a Walking Dead episode that feels like a war is season 4, episode 8, with the governor in the prison. I feel like that one is literally feels like an actual all-out war episode. I feel like if they took that episode, got some inspirations, and added in this season, I think it would have been better.
Why did you brought back bad memories, bro? I hated season 4 so much. That was the lowest point of the
I'm
show.
talking about an episode. T.
I don't care. That wasn't the worst season of the show.
I was just bringing back an episode.
PTSD. I will do nightmares now.
uh, but yeah, like I said, I'm pretty much done with my main thoughts on All Out War.
Okay,
So you can
okay.
get
I
go
think
on.
I will surprise you. I actually enjoyed a lot of it, and I will admit this. I do think it's the best season we had since season 2. Now I would need to rewatch, but I don't want to. But I would need to rewatch 2 and 8 back to back to see which one I do think is better or which one I prefer. But it's almost as great as 2. So it's if it's not my second favorite season of the show, it's my third favorite season of the show so far. It was bearable. I actually enjoyed a lot of moment. Like even if the overall fighting scene with in the house on fire, even if that fighting scene was horrendous up to the point they set up on fire Lucille, Um, I like that fight. When Lucille was on fire, that was wonderful. Um, so outside of that, I do like Carl's death because Carl was a shitty character. Well, shitty. Maybe I'm too harsh on him. We had Abraham after all, and Abraham had no character arc whatsoever, and he was there for like 3 seasons. Um, but Carl's death brought something to the show. It drove the story further. It drove the character further. So this season idea is about forgiveness and return to civilization and how to gain back our humanity. So yeah, that's the idea of this season. That's why I don't mind Morgan. Morgan was actually on the line with that team of that season, and it worked very well. And I thought that was really good. Uh, Now it's not perfect. I got a bunch of issues with this season because again, I don't think season 2 was amazing. It was far better than anything that came after. But yeah, so here are my issues after I find them. Issues. Pacing was the usual bad, maybe slightly better than other seasons, but it was still bad. 10 or 12 episodes could have told the same story. Characters do stupid shit for the plot to happen. Rick's going after the garbage people even after they tried to betray him twice. He's like, oh, I want your help. You betrayed me twice, but I don't care. I want your help. That felt so goddamn stupid. And when he was sealed on that box, I wasn't surprised. I was like, okay, this is how stupid Rick dies. This is after trusting the garbage people again. But no, he survived. Why? Just delete him up. Oh my. This show is hurts my brain. um Color grading and or lighting is terrible, making some of the episode unwatchable. Like again, the fight in Alexandria between Rick and Negan. I wish I could see shit outside of hearing them each hitting each other for real. Like, why? Why are you doing this to me, show? I really want to love you. I really want to like you, but I cannot see shit. No, no, like go back and rewatch Alexandria and tell me if you can fully see what they are doing in the dark.
On my TV, I was not able to watch, but when I
Oh, thank you. That's enough, DC. You don't need to
on
expand more.
on YouTube though, I can still see what's going on. So I
They
think you.
changed the lighting. I swear, like that was horrendous. I'm sorry, but that was horrendous. It's a fight. It should be well lit. It's a fight. The color grading should make sense. And this is me after watching Monkey Man, and Monkey Man had a lot of amazing lighting. A lot of the scenes were in the dark. A lot of the action were nighttime, but I could see shit. With The Walking Dead, no. It's like good luck understanding what's going on. Hell, the some of the blurry action and the most chaotic scenes in Monkey Man were more clear than anything in the dark with The Walking Dead. For real, that's like frustrating for me. I see a masterpiece, Monkey Man, and I see The Walking Dead season 8 in the same week. It's like something someone wants to break me. I don't know. How is it possible? um the average episode of the season was around a 4 or a 5. Now granted, I was a bit more harsh in individual episode than usual, but there's my reason why. We are 8 season in, it's always the same issues. So why should I give it more of a pass? Because they just don't learn. They don't want to improve. Like, if you keep repeating something I consider that doesn't work, it is making it worse. It's like you did a bad story, then you're like, oh, let's copy paste it. Now it's a copy. Because it's a copy, it's worst. That's my thought process. So every issue that kept coming back every season, it's harder because now we are in season 8. I'm tired of this show, and I realized season 8 could have marked the end. They capture Negan, the villain is done. There's somewhat a return of civilized people with the other new group where they 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 help others to learn about trust again. It's season 9, 10, and 11. I swear it will be some of the hardest shit I will get through, man. It's even more than usual because 10 and 11 have freaking 22-ish episodes. It's this show is destroying me from the inside. I swear.
Yeah,
Um,
when this multi is only a few seasons from here, so after when you get to season 9, you only have 2 seasons left. So you shouldn't worry about it and be grateful that you're almost done with the show.
yeah. If you ever get to start watching 11.
I mean, probably is just yeah. I just need to find the right time
Yeah.
and the right mental state. But yeah,
But again, I think we will postpone 11 if you don't have the time to watch it because I don't want to rush you through it, but I want to
yeah,
just get it over it with, like I really hope we are ridden of it by season 6, but if we are not, that's fine. I don't want to pressure you again.
yeah.
Um so my next issue would be some of the story beats feel contrived. Right people, right moment, and or Eugene destroying the gun without proper setup. Gabriel walking on traps without setting said traps. Now I know his name. I know, right? I know the priest. Um, so granted, now he deserves it. He was there since season 5, and I will admit, like this season, we had like cool moment with him. So that's why I'm like, oh, you know what? It deserves to be named. So Carl's death was the best in the show. Despite having me not feel the thing, his death did impact the story and characters, so his death was genius. Oh, that's in my like. So I guess I started with my likes now. I like Carl's death. The action was great. Some of the episodes are top tier. Some of the character had solid stories like um Carol wanting to go back to the others, Morgan turning into a monster again. Um, Negan, I feel like they fleshed him out very well. The garbage people losing everyone, like the fucking prick I hated, finally got what he deserved. He turned at last. Um, oh yeah, the other prick that attacked the kingdom finally died. Well deserved. A freaking kill deleted the guy. Um, the thing of bring back society by acting like civilized people felt great. Negan was still the best character in the show. Blonde guy was freaking cool, so the double agent, that was like, wow, I enjoyed him so much. And I kind of thought he would die this season. I would be like, oh, they'll write him up. But no, he survived that season. That's amazing. Um, I also enjoyed a lot the new group that was met. Um, like the people with the lady with the glasses that she's
Oh,
like, let's bring back trust. What did you think
oh,
of that new group?
I thought it was so unnecessary. Like I thought, like, can you just do this next season instead? Like, get ready for next season. We set up this new group. It's like we're in the middle of a battle. It's like we probably I'd rather have the characters stay focused on what's the primary season this season. That's why I thought having a new group so unnecessary. Like they already spent way too much time last season to build up, so that's why they have this season and all that. Yeah.
But I will defend this. So it goes back to the theme of like getting back society on track, like acting like civilized people that trust each other. So I thought they were justified in there was that food issues, and they were able to solve that food issues. So I don't know. I disagree with you, but yeah. What would be your top three and worst three episode this season?
All right. So the episodes I enjoyed. I enjoyed episode 1. I enjoyed episode 12. And my favorite episode is episode 8. Apart from like the like up close part, that part was unnecessary. I'll also say I also enjoyed episode 9. Yeah. Episodes I disliked. Episode 2. There's this episode where they have a character from season 1 return. You probably
I
forgot.
I didn't remember the guy, but I was like, oh, Atlanta, that's like season one, but I can't remember this fucker.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like before the season came out, it was like a recurring gag for Walking Dead. It's like, is this character coming back? And it took until season 8. That's when I think even a lot of people were disappointed. That's why, for me, I just felt like, why now of all times to bring back a character from season 1 and he's now an antagonist?
Well,
So
I will tell you this: it's to show you that Rick is no better than Negan. They are just on different sides. That
well,
was the point of it.
yeah, but I still felt like could handle it in a different way. Episode 3 I did not like that much. Episode 4 I didn't like, but for me my least favorite episode is actually the finale. I'd say because, like I said, I just feel like the whole concept of them forgiving Negan, while it can obviously work very well, in that circumstances it just was way too rushed and way too forced. I just wish they did a better way instead of saying, "Oh, Carl wanted us to not fight." It's like it's they could have done it better or had something else like had better build up than just Carl. Let's be honest. That's
Well,
why.
Carl died this season, so it made sense that they would honor his memory.
Yeah, but
Again, I strongly disagree, but yeah, keep going.
I mean, I just disagree and just hated that subplot.
Okay. Do you want to add more?
Uh, I'm done. I just
Okay.
listed episodes I liked and episodes I disliked, but yeah.
So my worst three are episode 13 with a 4.5 out of 10. And I swear, I don't even need to read through the notes of 13. I can already predict and expect one of my issues to be pacing because this show sucks ass when it comes to pacing. I was damn right! 13, first issue, pacing. Everything is taking too long all the time. Plot convenience, lots of noise, doesn't bother the sleeper. Oh yeah, that was the night where people were biting others nighttime and nobody woke up. The lighting and color grading in the house nighttime sucked. Pacing, Morgan's scenes were filler. I can't even remember his scenes, so that proves even more my point.
Yeah.
And I like Morgan. So yeah, welcome to The Walking Dead. Um, Second worst was season 8, episode 6, with a 4.5 out of 10. I swear, I haven't seen it yet, but it's spacing. I'm sure one of them is spacing. Okay. First ish. Oh, yeah, that's the episode where he got captured. Riggs feels stupid to go to the garbage people white out the plan.
Oh god.
Pacing. Everything takes way too long. More filler. In a dangerous world, the girls did something stupid, leaving their car to follow song and music, only to extend the episode. 4.5 out of 10.
I
And
don't I don't remember something like that.
So that was like um there was there was music in purpose early in that season. I think that was near the warehouse or something like that. So they were making music. Um, it's blurry, man. This season, I wanted to forget I've seen it right after watching it,
Mm.
but I think that's the episode where they found the warehouse and they were able to take that rocket launcher and they had a fight. I think that was the episode, but I may
Oh,
be wrong.
oh, okay. So you're talking about the fight with Rick sets Lucy on fire. Is that the one you're talking about?
No, no, that's later on. I know that one is later on.
Hmm.
I was talking about the warehouse. So that was the episode where Rick was captured,
Oh,
and we
so.
had the side storyline where we had like the girls going in the warehouse or something,
Hmm.
and they were finding guns, and they fought like some of Negan's soldiers.
Hmm.
Does that bring back memory?
So I can kind of see. So I think that's either episode 5 through 7 because
Yeah,
that's.
that's episode six. Exactly,
Oh,
that's episode six. That's right in between what you said.
all right.
Um. Oh yeah, and to bring back what I said last week, um, one of the guys said 250 walkers were put down by him, making the numbers of walker even lower than I first thought last season. So at that point, let's be honest, it will not make any sense if season 9 has another big set piece with a an army of walkers.
Given how I have watched season 9, without spoilers, prepare yourself.
God damn, I want to delete myself already.
I
Hell's sake.
was like, yeah, you're definitely not gonna like season 9 then. I
I
could probably.
already ate it because season 8 should have ended the same show!
I think now season 9 would probably be your least favorite season, and and I can kind of understand why. Like, I think now 9 and 10 are probably gonna be the worst for you, but yeah.
So far, we are 8 seasons in, and there are two moments, as a writer myself, there are two moments I see I could end that damn story! Season 5, actually 3, never mind, 3 moments. Season 5, at the end, they delete the guy, Rick is now in charge instead of the stupid mayor. That's a good ending. They found their place, they will have their happy ever after, whatever they have. You don't need 6. But now, okay, perfect. You want a bad ending? I have a bad ending for you. Negan, delete everyone at the end of season 6. You don't make 7. You just make Negan delete everyone. The bad guys won. Our core members all died. So either you soft reboot with a Negan show or you just end it. That's 2. Now 3. The Savior are done. Why do we need freaking 9, 10, and 11? The big bads are done. Society is trusting again. Society is forgiving again. Society gets slightly better. Now we have people coming together. Why do you need season 9?
To make you go insane.
I lose my sanity over this shit.
Rest in peace, Multi, after we're done covering season 11. Died from watching Walking Dead.
Hell yeah, that's accurate. That's in the team, man. Okay. Um Look, I have my idea of like Walking Dead like story, and I have it mapped out, and I will not stretch it for too long the way they freaking do it. So My third worst is season 8, episode 11, 4.5. Okay. First issue pacing was bad. Again. Episode filled with filler. Stupid character decision to let the Avenger be alone with the blonde guy. Of course, that was something they needed to do. She tries to delete the guy, then they bump into other people in the woods. No! This was the most contrived shit. I hate this episode so much. You know what? Looking back at my notes, that one should actually take the cake and be the worst episode this season. um, Plot convenience: Gabriel walking on trap while not setting up said trap. And the worst of that, just a few moments ago, just before Gabriel got trapped, someone else got trapped, and it worked on the other guy. So why not Gabriel doesn't get trapped as well? No. This show. I hate this show with a passion, I swear. Okay, now again, I do think that the best episode are top tier. I liked the best episode this season. So now my top 3 episode this season would be Moment of Truth. Moment of Truth. In first place, episode 15 with a 10 out of 10. Fun fact, this is in my top 10 episode in the show so far. And this is funny because 2 and 3 are also in my top 10. Because they're also 10 out of 10s. So episode 15, episode 2, and episode 3. So episode 15 for me is in 6th place in the entire show. Episode 2 is in 8th place in the entire show for me. And episode 3 is in 9th place in the entire show. And now I slowly see season 4, episode 9 leaving the top 10. I like it. So I ate this show. I will give a 5 out of 10 to season 8 of The Walking Dead. Why did they do 9? I don't see it. Guys are bankrupt when it comes to like creativity or ideas or story. It's just a show that overstated its welcome. I ate it. So DC, what would be your grade out of 10?
My grade is a 5.
Damn, we have the same 5, but my 5 is different than yours.
Yeah, because my 5 actually is logical because mine is average or mediocre.
Mine
Again,
is bad.
yeah, and I remember that that almost deleted Charles, and by deleted we're using a different word because YouTube.
I'm not excited at all about season 9.
I I think season 9 for you will be the worst season. I can just call it.
That's even worse. Look, season 4 was so horrendous. It had freaking 30 characters in it. It was nasty.
I think season 9 would be even worse.
So you're telling me there's more than 30 characters in that one?
Yeah, I think season 9 would be far worse for you. So
wait, is it true? There's more than 30 characters in 9.
I can't number the amount of characters, but I'm almost confident season 9 will be your least favorite season after this stream. So just prepare to hate the show like on steroids, like you say.
Why did you make me watch it?
I only thought it would be a show that either you could be interested in or you would like. Again, I'm not a time traveler. I can't predict the future. How could I predict that you would have hated this show?
Season 1 was amazing, but they freaking, like, the people that made it quit and they replaced it by shitty writers. And here we go. 8th season in, pain and suffering. So Any closing thoughts on that?
Not for me. Not for me.
I have a mental breakdown here. We almost talked about this for 40-minute game. So, Friday, we got MCU Night, Ant-Man, Civil War, Doctor Strange.
And speaking of mental breakdowns, I'm probably gonna have a mental breakdown doing all that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I didn't like any of those movies. Hell, I didn't even watch Ant-Man, but I don't even need to watch it to hate it.
I like Doctor Strange. That one was amazing. I don't get the 8. I don't get the eat. That's a
Well,
spoiler already. But
good luck then,
yeah.
because I
Um
don't like it either.
yeah. So I guess
And
we'll talk a bit backstage, and this marks the end of the Red Blue 101. See you
adios.
Friday for 102.